The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNetworks Communication Station.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People You Should Know. As you guys know, I try to bring in people that I think you guys should know. And so this particular session, I wanted to do something different and bring in some men because, to try to change the stigma. We often put men in this bad light and say this and say that. However, we all know that there are some good men out there. And so I have the pleasure of introducing some of them to you, and not just men that are on the ground, 10 toes down, CEOs of their own business, and just doing some awesome things in their lives. And so I got a few that's on their time. You guys know what I mean? They're on their time. And so everybody got the link. So they should be in shortly. So I'm not going to hold you guys no longer. I got Mr. Lewis on the line. Definitely want to be respectful of his time. And so with that being said, Mr. Lewis, can you tell us who you are to start with? So how about this? So tell us where you grew up at, because I want to show people that you can be resilient despite.
I am for sure East Side Chicago, 93rd Street, anywhere between Trinity Hospital and Jeffrey. East Side crazy for sure, forever. That will ever be there in my heart, forever.
He said East Side. Now I ain't never heard nobody say East Side. Usually people say West Side or South Side. You came in with some East Side stuff.
East Side
okay.
Crazy, because the real East Siders know the East Side don't start till you get to Stony Island.
Okay. Well, I just learned something new. So how was life for you growing up over there?
It was different. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, well, I'll say it like this. It wasn't bad in some other areas, but there was definitely some struggles. It's a unique area because there was definitely a lot of gang culture over there, and right there being on the border of Indiana, it was a lot of gang culture over there. I'll just say it like that. It was a lot of gang culture over there. But I mean, it was good people and it was bad people. It's Chicago. I mean,
absolutely. So how were you able to maneuver through all the things that Chicago, all the bad things and people and groups in Chicago?
First and foremost, I would definitely give credit to God. That was definitely, if it wasn't for God, definitely. Past that, I would say my parents. My parents were very steadfast about me doing the right thing. And then I would say also the streets. Because sometimes when I decided that I wanted to do my own thing and got hit upside the head a few times, I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right thing to do. Maybe that's why it's not working the way I wanted to. I had somebody tell me years ago that God will never let you be successful in your mess. And that's always like bust me upside the head.
God don't bless no mess, as they say, right?
That's it.
And so what do you got going on now? So fast forward, what do you have going on now?
So twofold. I own my own consulting firm. It's called Lewis Brand Consulting. And that's .com if people need help. And I basically focus on small business development, helping people structure their business properly, building their business credit, and be able to become a fully functioning business. Also, nonprofit scaling as well as politics.
Wow.
And then
you said a lot.
A little bit. Yeah, and then a little bit of urban farming. So like if people go on TikTok, they can look up East Side Farm, and I teach people how to farm in the cities because people don't know how to grow their own food, and y'all missing out on all kind of stuff. Like grow your own food, grow your own food.
You ain't never for real.
I'm so for real.
Are you serious right now? So
I got
this. See, I keep on telling y'all these people Heavenly Sent. So I got this thing to where I love farm animals. And so I was able to buy a horse over the pandemic. And so from that, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I was able to buy a horse over the pandemic. And then from that, I've been able to connect with so many different African Americans that look just like you and I with their own land. Silver Stallion Ranch, Kalo's Barn. Those are two Black women. They got their own land and, got the animals and so on and so forth. And so from there, of course, the
Hmm.
farming part came. I never had a green thumb, but I always wanted to do something in regards to that because that's typically what that lifestyle consists of. And so
Absolutely.
I was able to get like a little plot from this little area on the south
Hmm.
side, and so they were
Okay.
growing like a lot of different little stuff, and so I took an interest in that, and it kind of like I just tabled it because I've never met anybody else who have a passion or doing something like that. See, and so with what you just said, I gotta connect with you because also I've been trying to buy a lot so I can put that on a lot because like you
Listen,
said, it's
I'm all for Chicago, right?
okay.
Get outside of the city limits though, because the municipality restrictions will become a bother. When you really want to get into the farming at a certain point, you're gonna want to have full autonomy. And inside the city, there are going to be some restrictions that are going to kind of be annoyances. I'll say it like that.
Okay,
We're gonna talk offline. Like, I mean,
absolutely. I
we you know what I'm
appreciate
saying? We
that.
tapped in. Yeah, we tapped in. So yeah, no. But nah,
So
so
what
yeah,
are
I
some
mean,
things that so you have your own garden is what you telling me?
I do. I'm telling you, go on my
That's dope.
TikTok, like I show
I promise I
everything from
am.
seed all the way to full plants, like how to process, how to create your own soil, like everything.
Now how long you been doing that? And you're a black man.
It's a lot of us that do it though. Low key, people don't know.
But that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
never thought.
yeah, and actually, I'm down here in Florida tomorrow. I'm hooking up with a guy off of TikTok named Andre the Farmer who has like a crazy. Look him up on TikTok. Andre the Farmer. He has acres and acres and acres. I'm going over this farm first thing in the morning, and just like, yeah, you gotta. I mean, you gotta connect with your people. Like this is, each one teach one. This is how we grow. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie down in North Carolina named Uchi Banks. He manages like 100-acre farm, and then he has his own farm, and he teaches people. Like, yeah,
Wow. And so
yeah.
what are some other things that you said that you consult?
Um, so small business, nonprofit scaling, and then politics. So like nonprofit scaling, if somebody is like trying to get into the place of building a nonprofit, I help them. Like one of the nonprofits I helped scale out in Chicago is called I Am a Gentleman. I was the I was the director of community relations for 4.5 years.
Wow. I
So a
totally
lot
know
of the
that
stuff that you
program.
see now is yeah, yeah, yeah,
And so I run a non for
yeah.
profit called
So
Heavily Sent Youth. And
excellent. See, we got to tap in. See,
yeah.
like it's a reason.
And what I do is expose kids to different. You heard me mention the
Hmm.
horse, and so with the horse,
Absolutely.
I was taking kids to different places outside of the comfort zone, and so with me
Hmm.
and some of my partners, we've been able to do things like so. Let me say this: so we don't focus on basketball and football only because
You
that's
shouldn't.
so easily accessible in our neighborhoods. And I got enough friends and people who want to say, "Hey, I got a kid that want to play basketball." This, and because I have an athletic background, they assumed that I was going to push my son to that. So he really just got started in basketball. So we do stuff like bowling, skating, fishing,
Hmm.
swimming, canoeing, camping. I was able to purchase a camper, and so I've been taking
Mm.
kids uh, camping. And I wish I had my video because I definitely wanted to play it moving forward, just marketing myself because I never do it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I've pretty much got my hands in all over the place. And so with me, I need structure. Like I don't have people in my circle that can help me navigate, monetize, and make it all make sense
Mm.
because I got a lot
Listen,
going on.
that's the key. Is the monetization. Like, there's some. We gonna talk. That's all I can say. We gonna talk because it's definitely it's not hard. It's just really knowing who the right people are. And honestly, in a big place like Chicago, it ain't even a money thing. There's a lot of money out there. It's honestly there are businesses that are looking to give money to nonprofits, but you got to know how to connect with them. You got to take it easy, but you got to know how to connect with them, and you got to go to the right places. I mean, it ain't bad. It can happen. I believe in you.
Yeah. I pre-
Talk about it though.
and you know what? Kudos, shout out to Gerald because he's been,
Hmm.
he check in every Wednesday, and when
Uh-huh.
I need some advice or when I need a question in regards to something, he like here, do this, do
Hmm.
that, do this, do that. Um, And so,
I
I
love
appreciate
Gerald.
him. And then I know, right? And then so when you responded, I talked to him. I think the day that I sent you a link, he was like, "My guy comment." And I was like, "Who?" I'm like, "It was a couple of them." He was like, "Christian." I was like, "I'm about to reach out to him because if you say he good, then guess what? He
Yeah,
good because
yeah.
Gerald ain't steered me
Gerald,
wrong."
one of the people. Gerald done been to the house. Like me and Gerald, Gerald. If you ask Gerald, he'll say we best friends. He'll say we brothers, man. Gerald done been to my house, played with my dog. Like that's my man's
He said,
man.
"Play
For
with my
real.
dog."
Like yeah, for real.
That is so dope. And so I even got a little kids um workbook that I published, and
Hmm.
it was so ironic because I published that. I had an accident
Hmm.
and I was laying in the house in the bed, just all discombobulated. And I've always
Hmm.
wanted to put out a kid's book, and so I just got to looking through stuff, researching some stuff, and before I know it, I was out. I mean, I had put it out. I had
Hmm.
to put out an activity workbook that's on Amazon. So I pat myself on the back because, like you said, it's the stuff is out here. We just got to know how to
Hmm.
connect and meet the right people, and move forward with it.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh,
So you said you also work for you said FEMA, right?
Small business administration right now.
But you're on the FEMA job is what I think you
Yes,
mentioned
ma'am.
earlier, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so
Yes,
what
ma'am.
what exactly are you doing? Because it looked like you.
Um, So no, in this capacity here, I'm here to make sure that people after a disaster are able to financially become whole again. A lot of times
Wow.
people think when there's a disaster, like the government is gonna come in and they're gonna be like, yo, you lost your $600,000 home. We're gonna give you $600,000. Like, nah, they ain't gonna do that. They're gonna make sure you got a roof over your head. They're gonna make sure you got food in your stomach. But if you get a bed, it's not gonna be a king size. If you have sheets, they're not gonna be 1,000 thread count. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. So we make sure that people have, most people have access where they can get some money, and so we just make sure that that option is available for them.
Dope. We got Mr. Yehuda just checked in. Mr. Yehuda, Mr. Lewis was just telling us about his journey. He's from the east side. How
East
about
side,
that?
east side,
What's going on? What's going on? That's what's up.
what's going on?
How
So
you doing?
I was just laughing at him, telling him I ain't never heard nobody say they from the east side. So I'm
Man,
happy
I
to
don't know
know
where you
somebody
been.
from the east side.
I don't know where you been. You ain't heard east side.
East side is like southeast, right?
Yeah, see, he know.
Right, like South Shore, you know,
They're part of it. Yeah, they're part of it.
by the water.
Somewhat. We consider anything east of Stony Island from
Right,
67 all the way till you get to Alphabet City.
right.
So Mr. Yehuda has an interesting story as well. So Mr. Yehuda, tell us what side of town you from.
I'm from the west side.
Let's soy.
Right, born and
Shout out to y'all,
raised.
man. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you.
For real.
But I love my city, the whole everything.
Absolutely.
Chicago, all over, suburbs. You know, everything. Everything is like Chicago land. You know what I'm saying? Everything
Facts.
because every Chicago overlaps everything. So you go out to the suburbs and stuff, you see Chicago everywhere. So Chicago that's why they call it Chicago land because it's all
Right.
Chicago. Like all the suburbs. Like when people like that's why I don't really be mad when some people be saying like when they be from Oak Park and say I'm from Chicago because that's really Chicago too. It just ain't as wild. You
Right.
just it ain't as many potholes. You ain't got as many pocket tickets, but all the same people rotate.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, I don't know. What you want to know?
So thank you, Mr. Lewis. I appreciate your time. So I just wanted to bring some African American men on here that pretty much that are CEOs of their own business that came from Chicago to whereas because like I told Mr. Lewis, they paint this narrative of black men and they doing this and they doing that, but we all know different. So it was imperative that I
Definitely.
bring on men that are doing things in the community, a CEO of their business, and then you can possibly tell how you got started, how were you able to avoid some of the things that we have to, the negative forces that we have to deal with in Chicago, and what do you have what do you have going on, and what you got?
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, from Chicago, West Side, born and raised. Of course, I've been different places, lived different places, but life always bring me back to Chicago. I've lived all over Chicago. I live on the east side, south side, everywhere. But I've been cutting hair over 30 years. I have a barber shop, Madison Street Barbers, 2429 West Madison. We just celebrated our 8-year anniversary last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that in itself, having a black owned business is very trying. As black people don't support black people. Black people support everybody else. You know what I'm
Why you
saying?
think
Like,
that? Why you
huh?
think that? Why you think that?
I think that comes from. I think that's psychological. That's like. That's like. I think that. I mean, for real, for real. I think it comes from slavery. I
Okay.
think it comes from. You know, black people always trying to get ahead because we ain't never had nothing as far as you know coming to this country. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times black people think when they see somebody else getting something, they kind of they feel like it's taken away from what they could be having, or you know, it's just that dog eat dog philosophy that where I don't want to help somebody else make it because you know it's like a constant reminder. Like when you help somebody and they really, really do well or blow up, it's a constant reminder, especially if you're still in the same place. Because some people can help other people, but they don't know how to help themselves. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that. Yep.
So, you ever met somebody that always got the best advice? They can answer every question, they experience everything, but they still in they same jam. Like those type of people that can't get out their way. And I think overall, black people suffer from that because we look at each other as competition. You know what I'm saying? Other nationalities and ethnicities, they don't look at each other as competition, and they only look at and when they do look at each other as competition, they look at each other as competition when they get to the top. Not at the bottom. Okay, we all get money, we all work for the company. Let's compete for this president, for this CEO spot. Not we all in the hood, we all poor, we all ain't got enough to eat. Let's compete for our next meal. Let's compete for heat. Let's compete for light. Let's compete for that one job. And then, we're all in communities where there's not enough resources. So, you wake up thinking like, okay, I can't really put somebody else on because that might turn around be the reason why I don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? Because they always surround us with not enough. And then society always glamorize or idolize a few black people. And then, they get rich or they get on and then they use them as an example. Like, hey, one day you could be like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all black people strive to be like something that someone gave to them when we can all do for each other and all come up together. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
It's
And,
like,
and
oh, go ahead.
you said a lot of valid points. You said it come from slavery, and I was just thinking about that because so often, like you just said, we as people we support everybody but ourselves, and the person next to you can have a striving business, a thriving business, but they'll support the next person over you, and it's like really.
Yeah, think about it. Like right now, think about it. Think about everything. Think about all the dollars that go about the black community. Think about how much money that they spend in other places. Think about it. When you need something to eat, when you need your car fixed, when you need outside of you getting your hair done, where other do you spend your money with black people?
You're right.
When you want your oil change, where do you go? Jiffy Lube or the dealership or whatever. When you want something for your house or something you need for your job, you're gonna go to a store. If they ain't got it in the store, if you want a better price, if you want it, you're gonna go get it off Amazon. Why do you think this man made 60 freaking $billion during the pandemic? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You're right.
I mean, those type of stores like Amazon is what closed down the mom and pop. stores and businesses of the world, because they have everything. They'll get it to you overnight, and they got it for a cheaper price. How can you beat that? You
Right,
can't.
right.
You can't beat that. You have to collectively say, you know what? I want to see this black man win. I want to see this black woman win. I'm going to give her my money. You have to give them the money. I'm not saying give the money to the people that's, you know, overcharging you and, underworking. I'm not saying that. But there are a lot of black businesses out here that are worthy of what the price they're charging. And people, those are the businesses that black people ignore. They go get their money to somebody that's popular, that's not doing what they say they're doing, and then they use that as an excuse to not support other black people who deserve it.
Wow.
You feel me?
Yeah, you're right.
So everything that we do, I mean, it's just, and I'm not going to say it's just black people. It's kind of like everybody's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like that if 40 people watch one person beat somebody to death. That one person who beat that person to death, that's the person who get charged for the murder. But it should be 40 people that should be charged for what?
You're right.
It should be 40 people that should be charged for being a part of that murder. I mean, if you watch somebody die, when you know you can just grab somebody, when you know you can stop somebody, when you know you can put your hands, like, when you know you can jump in and stop somebody, physically stop somebody from killing somebody. If you just stand there and watch, that make you a what? That make you a, what they call it?
Accessory?
I mean, don't it?
Absolutely.
When you stand there and watch and pull your phone out and watch somebody kill somebody, I'm not saying, be a superhero. I'm not saying jump in front of a gun or something like that. But there be instances where people can stop people from doing certain things and they rather record it.
I agree.
So, and it's not just black people, you know what I'm saying? But black people have more power than they recognize and they realize. Like, and our power comes from our culture, from our buying power, from the money that we spend. Look at all these companies. If black people stop spending their money as a collective, trying to look better than the next person, if we stop spending our money and start saying, hey, you know what? Let's just stop spending our money on certain things and see what changes. Because the people that own all these billion-dollar companies, they're the ones that's paying all the lobbyists to push these laws into effect.
You're right.
They're the one that donate money to Trump and Biden. They're the ones that's putting the money in these people's pocket to run for president, to run for senator, to run for alderman. It's the people with the money, and their money is backed by our money. If we stop spending money, then everybody else is going to stop spending money. We are the culture. We the ones that make the Yeezys look good. We make the Beyonce, Balenciaga. We make the Louis look good. If black people start buying all that shit, who's going to buy it? You can't put nobody else on no type of ad rocking no Yeezy, no Balenciaga, no Louis Vuitton if they ain't black. Who gonna buy it? Who gonna sit there and like, you know what? This Asian kid look good. These Yeezys on this Louis Vuitton bag. Let me get one. No, we make it look cool. We are the selling point. Look at any NBA game. Look at any commercial come on TV. You can't sell nothing without a black face or an 808.
You're right.
You can't sell nothing without a California raisin, without some type of sample from Two Live Crew, from Whitney Houston, from somebody, from Marvin Gaye, from Stevie Wonder, from Michael Jackson, even R. Kelly. You can't. Right. Think about it. They taking Yeezys, taking his name off of it. Now, he's supposed to be a racist. He's supposed to be anti-Semitic. They're still going to make money off this man's idea, off his mind. They're still going to make money off this man, and he ain't making no money and take his name off, and they're still going to make money off his creativity. What that tell you?
Wow.
And the money they losing, it probably was his cut. So they still going to break even. They got to pay him no more.
Right.
You feel me?
You're right.
I mean, that's to get off the subject, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Like,
it's okay to divert.
Everybody in the hood think the goal is to get out the hood. No, the goal is to make the hood better. Sometimes you gotta leave to come back. There's nothing wrong with getting about the hood. Like, you know what? Because sometimes your environment is a little overwhelming. depends on what stage in your life, and you can't handle it. So it's good to go away, get your college degree, go away,
I like
learn
the
something
way you
about
said
business,
that.
go away, build those networks, then come back and buy the hood. Come back and open that YMCA. Come back and give those turkeys away. Come back and open that after school program. Come back and start that COVID joint or that uh that work center where you can teach people how to make their own resumes, that leadership empowerment training. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And you only got to use your own money. They got money for this.
You are so right, sir.
They got money. Just go get you a grant writer and be like, yeah, you know what? I want to open after school program, and I want to open up a work. What's that? What they call a day labor? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come to you. Why? Because people make money. Why? Because the target wants somebody from the day labor, and they charge $18, and you got a day labor. Okay, you go get somebody. We're gonna give them 13.
Yeah, you're right.
Until you so good of a worker, they're gonna be like, you know what? You only got to go to the day labor no more. We're gonna up your pay because we need you permanent. You know what I'm saying? You got something. Most of the time, you got to get yourself in the door. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with this generation nowadays. Everybody, nobody want to put the hard work in. Everybody see all these rappers and ball players and actors and all these people making off YouTube and TikTok, and don't nobody want to work. Everybody want to make it overnight. Everybody
Right.
everybody just want it. Like, you know, nobody want to put the work in. Nobody want to have nobody else build something. Nobody want to just take a chance. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I've taken a lot of chances, and a lot of people have disappointed me. But that's not gonna make me give up on my people.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Wow. I like that.
like for real. Like out of 100%, every damn near most black businesses and black entrepreneurs that I've come in contact with, I ain't gonna even lie to you. Probably about 85% been unpleasant experience.
Wow.
Not worth the money. But when I'm ready to invest my money, the first thing I think about is a black entrepreneur. Why? Because we at the bottom of the totem pole. We don't own anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're
If
right.
we want to start a t-shirt business, we got to go get the t-shirt from somebody else. We want to open a nail business, we got to go get the advice, and we got to go and help. We got to go and go get it from somebody else. Whatever we want to open up, we got to go and get permission or get the resources or get the contact, or we got to go somewhere where we got to go through another ethnicity and pay them first before we can make a dollar.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we don't build our community. So it's not, I'm not even mad when I see other ethnicities in our community opening up different stores, different businesses. Why? Because these vacant lots and these buildings been here for a long time. They still here. So you can't be mad when other ethnicities want to come into the hood. Yes, they know the power of us even if we don't. So you can't be mad when they come in our community. Like, you know what? I want to open up a liquor store. I want to open up City Sports. I want to open up whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody else doing nothing.
You're right. And like you said, the land been vacant forever.
And why? Why ain't nobody doing nothing? Because black people know when you open up a black business, they ain't gonna support. Don't nobody want to go through that. Because people have tried it and people have died it. But we have the power to change that. We have the power to do anything. We really do. So that was my philosophy. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't always, but I never felt like that. When I was younger, I used to always see other people moving into the hood. Like everybody's always like, oh man, the goals got the hood. Why are we getting about the hood and everybody else trying to buy the hood? Like, what? Hold on now. Hold on. Like, most of the buildings on my block is not black owned.
Wow.
Why are we trying to get about? They're trying to get in.
Right? You're right.
So that means we need to change our perspective, change our circle, change the way we spend our money. And I promise you, it just take a few. We don't need everybody, because some people gonna be stuck in their ways. Some people gonna be traumatized by what happened to their parents and their parents' parents and their neighbors and their kids and their family. And that's understandable. But there is black people out here that are wanting to build in their community and not scared to take that risk. Like, you know what, I'm gonna put this shoe store in the hood.
Wow.
Cause
You're
look
right.
at these other ethnicities. How many places? How many times you went to some in the hood? They got all the best restaurants, all the places to go buy your clothes. All that shit is in the hood.
You're right.
Where you gonna go when you need them fucking retro ones and them Yeezys and all that? Where you gonna go? Them all ain't got it. Where you gonna go?
You're right, sir.
You got to go to some cities for it, some tops and bottoms, some type of Nike outlet. All those are in urban places. They know what they're doing.
And I say the same thing as well. You know, we complain about this, that, and that, but we don't own anything. Like, we're not trying to set ourselves up. And, you know, we can sit here and blame everybody else for what we ain't got or what they think we should have. But it starts with self. Like, if you're not putting yourself in position or out here trying to network and connect with the right people, what do you expect to come out of you doing nothing? I can't
Right,
expect you to, you know, hold my hand and give me your resources and show me. I got to get out here and get it if that's what I want. And so
right,
many people, we don't. I hear all the time people complaining about what people ain't doing and what people should be doing. What are you doing?
exactly, exactly. Look at it. Like other ethnicities. Like look at black people. Like other nationalities. They're building their money. They're trying to buy open their own banks and you know what I'm saying. And what black persons you know own any type of telecommunications, like
I
cellular type
don't.
of anything, any type of distributing, any company, none of other nationalities own these type of things. Black people don't own nothing powerful, nothing.
But yet we got the most to say.
Only thing they own, only thing we can say we own that black people own is like you look at Tyler Perry, Upper Manfred, they got and Diddy, they got their own channels,
Yeah,
but they,
you're right.
they ain't doing nothing but promoting either. I mean, look at Tyler Perry. I know what I'm saying, no disrespect to the man, but he make money off our weaknesses. Like all that he makes money off black people dysfunction. Off uh why did I get married? Off Medea, off he beat my ass. Like, come on, man. Tyler Perry don't make shit that uplift black people. He make example of black people.
You got a point, sir.
You feel me? And
You got a point.
I don't want to just come off harsh, but I'm just saying what I see.
You're right. I mean, the typical
Everything he make is painful for black people. Like, when do black people win? Only time black people win his shit, you gotta get your ass beat, the nigga gotta go to jail, somebody gotta die, and Tyler Perry shit for somebody to win. Like, god damn.
wow. You know what? I gotta look at that because I never really paid
Damn.
that no attention.
Now he do got the little sitcoms that he was doing, like the Tyler Perry, the Pain, House of Pain, stuff like that. But
Hmm.
it was for the most part, it was really drama and trauma.
Wow.
Like, set an example so we can look at something and be like, you know what?
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just keep making money off the same things that, you know, that we all know, that we all suffer from. Like, do something like make a show where we can uplift each other so we can have something to go on. So we can be like, you know what? Let's it's a new day. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
I used to have that, I never was that type of person, but I knew I had to change my surrounding, but I was never that type of person. Like, I was rushing to get out the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's just the hood took me under. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Okay.
the me being a product of my environment just overlapped my better judgment and what I wanted to see for myself, because nobody wanted to see it for me. So
Wow.
that's when
So
I had to
they.
move around, because I grew up in this. And like, you know what, let me go ahead and just move around for a minute, because I'm not strong enough. Because somebody say something to me, somebody do something to me, I'm ready to fight, I'm ready to argue, I'm ready to do all that. So, so you got to do a little growing up. And sometimes you got to get out your surrounding to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want something different, you got to do something different.
You're right.
So I get about that surrounding, I go around other cultures, other people, and I see how, how everybody look at, you know what I'm saying, their family and friends and their community. And I'm like, no matter what, when we look at other races, no matter what, they never turn their back on their community. No matter what. I don't care who
It's
they
deep.
is. They could be the family. It could be the family loser. At the end of the day, they're gonna make sure that nigga have an LLC. They're gonna make sure he have a skill the way he can take care of himself.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
Black people so quick to turn their back. As soon as somebody do something wrong, they wanted to stop talking to them forever. Black people forever. That be forever.
Hey man, I'm guilty of that.
We all are. And some things are, but sometimes, nothing wrong with, okay, this person or this relationship ain't gonna work for me. But make sure you have that proper closure. Just make sure it's not a misunderstanding. Make sure that that person know where they fucked up, and make sure you know where you went wrong. So you never know. You get that closure from that person. I might be like, you know what? I was in a bad place. I ain't mean to do that to you. You ain't never did shit for me. Sometimes you got to hear somebody out. You be like, you know what? That really made a difference. Matter of fact, I want to hang out. You know what? I was gonna say fuck you, but now what? That was the realest shit anybody ever said to me. You know what? We good now. We good. We ain't never
Wow.
got to fuck up no more because we done put that out there. You feel me?
You're right.
So just sometimes we gotta just be a little forgiving. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said we gotta forgive each other 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7. That's what the Bible say.
You're
We're
right.
supposed to forgive each other the same way our Father in heaven forgive us. If you want the Most High to forgive you, you got to forgive your brother, your sister, your kids, your mama, everybody. You have to.
You're right.
That's what
I
the good
love it.
book say. That's what the book of instructions before leaving earth say. I ain't write it. I won't make the rules and I don't break the rules. You feel me? But yeah, so now I don't want to be one of them type of people. Yeah, I know there's stuff going on in the hood, stuff going on everywhere. Shit. You think the
Absolutely.
hood is a place where people get killed and shot? Motherfucker breaking into the Louis store in Oak Brook. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter, you know. And, and,
Yep.
and,
You're
and,
right.
and if I gotta leave this earth,
Hold
I'm
it.
gonna leave knowing that I tried to make a difference in somebody's life, in my community, or places where I've been, I come from, places where I got family and friends, places where I've lost people. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yep.
So that's
Makes
why
sense.
not only did I come back to the community, I come back because sometimes you got to move around a little bit and see what's out there in the world. Not,
Absolutely. Yeah.
not only I come back to
Absolutely.
my community, I come back to the hood that I was raised in. I come back to the hood that I went to jail in. I come back to the hood that I got my heart broken in.
No.
I come back to the hood that I got my kids was born in.
So what do you got coming up? What kind of business um ideas you got coming up? I know at one point you were telling me that you were in the works for talking about a barber school.
Yes. So I'm trying to bring. It's only one barber school on the west side. It's been here for a while. It was the one I graduated from. Um, Back in the day.
Okay.
Um, it is no longer black owned. They have sold the barber school. It's no longer black owned. It was black
Oh.
owned. The only barber school on the west side of Chicago. It was black owned. It's no longer black owned. So they gave it up to somebody else.
And where is that?
His and hers
What's the
is
name of
on,
it?
huh?
What's the name of it?
His and hers.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know it until you made mention of it
Yeah,
the last time we
it's
talked.
across the street from MacArthur's. That
Wow.
barber school right there, where I graduated from. So I want to uplift the community. I want to bring resources to the community. We shouldn't have to go all the way on the other side of the town. We shouldn't have to go, you know, and drive an hour away. Like it should be stuff in our community. West side of Chicago is small, but it's big and it's powerful.
Wow.
And we should have things like a barber school and a beauty school on the west side of Chicago.
I agree.
Like, you know how many barber schools on the south side of Chicago?
It's a lot.
A lot. Think about it. You on the west side. You ain't even know about his or hers, but you know about the barber schools on the south side, don't you?
You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
you know about the barber schools and the head schools over east, though, don't you?
You're right.
You know about the barber schools and the head schools up north, though, don't you?
You're right.
You know about the barber schools and the head schools in the suburbs, don't you?
You're right. Because I ride past them. You're right.
So why we ain't got nothing? This the west side. This the best side, arguably. Why we don't got a barber school? We got a health school. We got a barber school. So that's what I come back for.
Wow.
And I want to do other things. I want to open up some technical type of trade things for high schoolers so they can transition from high school into barber school. You know, bring more stuff into our community. You know, not just you got to go to the select schools get this type of stuff. Nah, it should be a prerequisite in any high school. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I just want to bring value. When you look on the west side, do you know? Listen, you know how many vacant lots it is on the west side?
No, but tell us.
I don't know, but they did get. But there are 3,000 vacant lots in North Lawndale alone.
You said 3,000?
3,000 vacant lots in North Lawndale.
Wow.
3,000 vacant lots.
Wow.
3,000 vacant lots in North Lawndale.
And North Lawndale not that big.
That means pretty much North Lawndale has more vacant lots than it does property and businesses.
Wow.
3,000 vacant lots in North Lawndale.
Wow. So let me
Well,
ask
I'm not
you.
going to say North Lawndale. I want to say the 24th Ward. 3,000 vacant lots. But there are 1,000. I guarantee there are 1,000 vacant lots in North Lawndale. I know that for a fact. I've seen the list.
Wow.
Think of every block out west. I guarantee you there's a abandoned building or a vacant lot. More than 3 on every block on the west side. Every block.
And this ain't nothing that just happened overnight. This been over.
Nope.
What is it? What would you say? 10, 20 years? How many would you
Man, listen, Dr. King got assassinated in 1967. They burned down a lot of the west side. They burned down from Madison and Western all the way to Madison Pulaski. Flat, burned everything. And that was in 67. Over 50 years, these lots been here. That's by design. You think people not trying to get these lots? Yeah. But they're not gonna let you get them. Why? Because they don't want black people to build the black community. Why? Because this is
Wow.
prime. Where we at is prime land, it's prime location. So they look at the culture. What are they looking at? Okay, eventually they're gonna die off. They're gonna kill each other. They don't want shit. And then what? When you look up,
Right.
that's why you see other ethnicities in our community opening up businesses because it's easier for them. They don't get that shit to us.
Wow.
I mean, it's the harsh reality, you know.
You right.
They don't. It make it hard for black people to build their own community. You feel me?
That's sad.
So we got to fight the powers that be and build our own community, and then we got to fight our family and friends and the people that live here to be great. Like, God damn.
You right.
Hell yeah, I want to got the hood. Why? Who wouldn't?
Yeah. You right.
Who wouldn't want to got the hood?
Thing.
It takes a strong person to want to come back and build their fucking community, knowing what they up against. That's the heroes. Not the NBA players, not the actors, not the rappers. The heroes are the ones that stand in their community and making sure it's a better place and a safe place for generations to come. Because people got to live somewhere. And if we don't live here because we don't want it, guess who's going to be here? They're going to come put the money in here, and it's going to be the most expensive place to live.
You right. You right.
You feel me? The shit that we live in, that we put curtains on that we put sheets on our windows for curtains, that we sleep on crates. When we leave, when we die, they're gonna come get it and put something on it, and it's gonna be the most expensive shit in the city. The shit that we don't want, the shit that we don't take care of. You feel me?
You right.
Why is that?
You right.
So I'm in a position where, I build myself up to where, I'm known all over the world as a barber. My actions, my hard work, my artistry, some of the people that I work with, some of the companies that I'm sponsored by. And I want to use that influence to come back to my community and and bring some type of worth to it, more worth.
Wow.
So I don't want to go build somebody else's community. I don't want to be like, okay, now I can get $100 a haircut. Let me go to LA now and cut, you know, LeBron and everybody. I don't want that. What type of man would I be to leave the place where I learned, where I got most of my life lessons from, where I still got family and friends from, where I lost friends in these streets trying to make a way out? What type of man would I be? And I'm not saying I got to live here, but what type of man would I be if I can't invest where I come from?
You right.
What type of man would I be?
You right.
If you don't know where you come from, you don't know, you'll never make it to where you're going. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
This is who we are. This is who we are. This is what made us. You know what I'm saying?
Different things outside of their neighborhood. And so, like you said, it's rough out here, and we need people like yourself to continue to be an example of where you come from and where you're going. Because you come from a place where it seems like there's no way out.
Mm-hmm.
There it really is, contrary to what people want you to believe. Um, and that's why I enjoy talking to people like you, because you're living proof. You're showing what it is. Um, you're showing what it is.
Yes,
You,
likewise. We like, it's like it's just I told somebody I lived in the hood and they thought I was crazy. Like, where you at now? Oh yeah, I'm over here. Ooh, man.
really?
They told me they made it seem like, oh man, you could do better than that. You supposed to be living over here and over there. Why? When it's doctors and lawyers that live on my block too,
Wow.
and they're not black. So I should be. The hood is too. The hood is not good enough for me when it's good enough for people that got millions of dollars. That what you telling me? They ain't scared. You ever hear? You ever hear anybody outside of black people getting shot walking their dog? Or you ever hear straight bullets going into any other person outside of a black person home? Huh?
No,
Exactly.
no, I haven't.
It could be a war going on in the hood right now. You still gonna see other people, other ethnicities. If they live in the hood, they still gonna be outside walking their dog. And
You
ain't nothing
right.
gonna happen to them, right?
You right.
Why is that? It's like black people hate each other or something.
You right.
That shouldn't be like that. You should not look at me and be mad at me because I work day and night, lose sleep, lose friends, lose family to get to where I'm at. You should not look at me and discuss or be mad or be jealous or talk down to me or look at me like I feel like I'm better than you, or look at me like you should not look at me in any type of dismay, disarray, disgust, disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
I agree.
Why? Why?
I agree. I'm gonna pause and show you something, a video, pretty cool
Mhm.
video that I was able to compose, put together on a friend of mine at Kalo's Barn. Actually, Facebook paid for this to be filmed. Let me get to it. It's pretty dope.
But yeah, I'm ready. I mean, but black people make it hard. Look at people like Nipsey Hussle and all the other people and Young Dolph and and all these people, all these prominent people that was rich, famous. Look at all these people that died in the hood, died in their city, died in their community.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's harsh.
Really? Yep.
I'm not saying like there's like no underlying factors or anything like that, but that should never be. People shouldn't be wanting to kill somebody because that's what it be at the end of the day. People be saying stuff, they act like it's just word out they into it, but really people be in their feelings because they got all these people that's getting killed. They're at the top of their game. You feel me?
You right.
They either just had a #1 album or a #1 single, or they been on top, or they been had a long ass run and they stay on top.
You right.
Think about it. Think about all these young rappers. Like, oh man, young little scrappy doo-wop just died. You be like, who was that? Because you know who he is. That boy probably was trending. He probably was going viral. He probably was getting his views up. They know he's finna sign a bag. You know somebody was finna sign him.
You're right. And that's sad. You're right.
All the time. Look at Lil Snoop, Meek Mill, little artist. The one he's finna sign, the one he had come pick him up with the Maybach in the hood. They killed him.
Wow.
Like it's a lot of jealousy and hate and envy going on in the hood as well. And when you get yourself to that position, when people know you, when people know of your success, like, you have to move in different circles. You can move to your community, you can move to your hood, but people can't know how you move. They can't know what car you drive. They can't know where you live. They can't know where your family lives. Like, you can't be telling people, you can't even tell people where you eat at. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, look at me, I'm at MacArthur's. Okay. People gonna be sitting there stalking MacArthur's until you come back around. Like, yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I know Nas eat here. I know one day we're gonna bump into his ass.
That's scary.
Or put the word out in the community of where the restaurant at, because all these joints is in the hood. Like, hey, when that nigga Nas comes to MacArthur again, Joe, hit his ass, Joe. I got you. They don't even got to be there. They'd put a couple thousand on your head. You feel me?
Yep, you're right.
So we definitely got to be careful.
I'm gonna play this video. I think I got it together now. Hopefully we can get it.
My name is Cynthia Manuel. I was born in Chicago, and I am proud to be able to raise my son in Chicago. I work with inner city youth to show them different things outside of their neighborhoods. When these kids walk onto the farm, it makes them feel like they are free. I want these kids to know how to give back, and recycling is one of those ways.
Is that not cool?
Yes. I'm very proud of you.
Well, thank you. Yep. So Facebook seen what I was doing and called me and asked me, was I interested in filming a short video? And I was like, of course. And so
That's
I know, right? And so
That's
the
good.
Lord is definitely in the blessing business, and I appreciate everything that I got coming, and yourself, sir. And as always, you know, I appreciate you always being just a phone call away. You got some exciting things going on, and I've been able to be a part of some of an event you had that was awesome. I wish I could have stayed to the end, but you know what's so ironic about it is that everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And so I told you I left your event to go to a Jesse White event, and I'm glad I did. I haven't posted this flyer, and I'm not gonna post it yet, but something big came out of that, and I'm grateful. So I ain't gonna hold you, sir. Let me see. I appreciate you, and let me see. I gotta put our going out disclaimer on here.
Oh yeah, no problem. You know, me, I always got time for you.
I appreciate that. So
especially when it's about things like of this nature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta take these motherfucking Yeezys out. These motherfucking
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago. An iNetworks communication station.